What's up, you guys? I'm back with a new view of the new for the YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell twice for post notifications. First off, I want to start this joint and have a moment of silence for rich homie QAUN. Yeah, so got off work today, man. Went on my phone, was watching AK, and it's like, damn, man. Rich homie was just about to bounce back. He was just coming back. I seen him on the Avery B shit on Avery B channel. Avery B was asking for a tour of his house, and it was cool to see him, man. I ain't seen Rich homie in a minute, man. He make good music, man, but just to hear him passing away, it fucked me up a little bit. But we're gonna stay prayed up, man. Condolences to the family, man, and all of that, man. All the Rich homie fan quans, all the Rich homie fans, you know. So yeah, man, let's get back to this case, man, cause they need to go ahead and free Thug. I ain't gonna cap. They need to free Twin out the man, because this case is ridiculous. It's retarded. It's not making no sense. The prosecutors is retarded as hell. So without further ado, let's go.
When did you start working as head of security?
Was it 2015?
So he's only been saying that he was an employee for Thug as security.
Was it 2015?
In 2009?
No, I think Mr. Williams.
When did you start working as head of security?
Was it 2015?
So he's only been saying he was an employee for Thug as security. She's trying to show that he was also a gang member in YSL and separate it.
Before then, did you ever work either for or with Mr. Stillwell doing either?
It don't make any sense to ask the same thing. I told you already, I did never work for Kendrick. I still will. Why would you ask the same question?
I understand your frustration, but I'm asking for the jury's sake.
I'm not frustrated.
And I understood you saying you didn't work for them. Did you ever work with either of those people before 2015?
He's getting annoyed.
Mr. Sledge, are you going to answer?
I don't answer that question.
Okay. So I take it the answer is no? You never worked with them before 2015?
No, I already answered that question.
Thank you. Mr. Sledge, are you a part of a gang called YSL?
YSL is not a gang.
I'm pretty sure he has to say it is, or at least the initial next to that.
I am asking you specifically, are you a part, or have you ever been a part of a gang called YSL?
Objection, that's an answer.
And I asked you, so you YSL is not a gang.
Then if you could say yes or no.
No.
Have you ever been a part?
How did this dog make over $2,000 and collect over 200 emails from this one post? It's with something that we call chat funnels. You'll notice that this post has
And I asked you, so what you YSL and not a guy?
And then if you could say yes or no.
No.
Have you ever been a part of a gang called YSL?
I just said no.
Do the 3 or more members of YSL that you are aware of share any common identifiers?
What you mean? You gotta be specific when you asking the question.
You say you gotta be more specific. This is with Woody and other people too. A lot of these guys don't know the word specific. I'm not even joking. What's going on here? Is that just like a southern thing?
Do the 3 or more members of YSL typically tend to wear the same colors?
We wear all type of colors. They wear all type of colors.
Is that right or no?
I can't answer yes or no to that question. They wear all type of colors. You said we Pacific colors?
She's going for the green and red gang identifiers of YSL. Let me guess, she's gonna bring up the emojis.
Do they wear any particular colors? Yes. Represents YSL.
No.
What about hand signals? Do the 3 or more members of YSL
I'm just gonna say this, man. This shit gotta stop, man. Weed, I promote weed. A little bit of alcohol, beer, some good food, cool. Wine, cool. Champagne, cool. X, Molly's, acid, shrooms, all of that, like, it's crazy. Crack, heroin, all of it. It's not even worth it, bro. Let's be cool, man. Damn, motherfucker, it's crazy. It's like people want to die young, man. It's sad. And a lot of beef and a lot of things that go on pertains to money. So you got to think, if people have money, they will do what they want to do. They might know how to draw good. They might know how to sing good. They might know how to remember shit good, learn different languages and shit. Something different, bro. It's a constant war because how the government act. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's motherfuckers can't eat. Motherfuckers that done veterans sleeping in their cars and shit. Like, it's all fucked up. And it's a dog eat dog type situation. Now, with this rich homie shit, it's beyond me. But same time, it's not. You know, because it's a lot of stress and it's a lot of bullshit that go on. So especially being a man too, so it's like you can't even talk about certain shit, or you know what I'm saying, express certain feelings unless you're alone, man, and crying and all of that shit, you know. So man, rest in heaven, Rich homie, you up there with my little brother and shit, bro. It's just fucked up to just keep seeing black people die, bro. Well, any person, period. I love all races. I like you till you give me a reason not to like your ass, or you just got an aura that's all the way messed up. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's like a constant fight to see who could be the dumbest. You know what I'm saying? And I got it honest too. I'm not gonna say I'm perfect or none of that, but I show love. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying it all the time. You see a motherfucker out in the street or needs something or whatever, don't be that bougie motherfucker that walk past him. I ain't giving you shit. You need to go get a job. If you got it, give it to him. If you on your last, on your low, all right, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or it's a constant. I see you all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because it could be you, man. Whatever the situation. You got motherfuckers that have been rich as hell and went broke as hell. And got rich again. You got people that was broke as hell, went rich, and broke again. But it don't matter, man, because life is life, man. They want you to think all that shit matter. It don't matter. Let's get back to it, bro.
The security guards. Shannon used to be with us, but trying to become an upcoming artist.
Is it fair to say then that Mr. Kendrick was performing while you were?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay. And Mr. Stillwell was doing what exactly while you were working?
He probably doing other things like selling merch for Jeffrey Williams, setting up the merch.
Now, when you say the merch, what is it that you mean?
Like selling t-shirts, hats.
The name Jeffrey Williams on it or something else?
YSL.
Did you just testify that you all supported Mr. Williams in any way that you could?
Yes, by helping him get his clothes together, what he was gonna wear, helping sell his clothing for his business.
So he's going the record label route, but I'm pretty sure his plea deal says he has to say YSL is a gang at some point.
Well, we went so many places, we went to do.
AlwayzA.Gaming. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe.
He's supposed to love everyone in the world.
We're going to get to the part where YSL is a big gang that commits crimes.
Do you love them all? The ones that you said you love. Do you love them all equally?
Yes.
Are you equally as close with one as you are the other of those people that you love?
No.
If there is any particular language that they have in common or that they use, other than average run-of-the-mill English?
Could you repeat your question?
Yes. Of the 3 or more members of YSL that you know of, Yes. Of the 3 or more members of YSL that you know of, is there any particular language or words that they use that is besides the run-of-the-mill common English language you find in a dictionary?
That is such a terrible question. The point is that they switch C's to B's and have gang language, but that question just sucks.
Under the mill you find in the dictionary? Nobody speaks like a dictionary.
I can't say because the whole world speaks Ebonics, so I can't, like you say, in a dictionary.
You say the whole world speaks what? Say Ebonics?
Okay, like you say, in a dictionary. I wouldn't know what's in a dictionary. I don't look in a dictionary.
Do-
So I don't know if the word you're looking for in a dictionary or it's not in a dictionary.
Have you heard of the word slime?
They got a whole place called slime. They got a slime event. So, yeah, I don't heard the word slime. You got a plate thing that you can take your kids to for the slime thing. So, yes, I haven't heard that word.
Have you heard members of YSL call each other slime?
I've heard people not YSL call each other slime.
That's okay. Have you heard members of YSL
Yes,
call each other?
yes.
Now, have you called members of YSL slime?
Yes.
Now, when you called members of YSL slime, were you talking about that big old play thing that kids play on?
Miss Love, come on now. We ain't gonna.
Jury doesn't know.
We're not.
So you have to be
Of
clear.
course, I know they know. They no different from me and you.
Dude, this is just, these witnesses are not good for the state. They're just so difficult.
Tell the jury what you were referring to when you
I
called.
wasn't referring to the plate thing.
What significance does the word slime
It's
have?
just a slang word we use towards each other.
And when you say we, who are you talking about?
The whole world, not just these Pacific people. The whole world. I call people slime that I don't even know. People be walking down the street, be like, "What's up, slime?"
And when you use it, what do you mean?
It's just a slang word for the streets.
Just members of YSL uses amongst themselves.
Why you want to say they just use them amongst themselves when I just said a whole world use? You trying to make it.
I'm sorry, this Miss Love lady, bro. She just gives off this energy of I'm bougie. I'm you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just weird, bro. I can't put my hand on it. Like, and the other.
Seem like it's just about them using it when it's not.
He caught her trick question right there. He said, "No, it wasn't just that."
Understood. But I still have to know, is that a word that members of YSL use amongst themselves?
I don't know how to answer that question.
Are you the only member of YSL that uses the word slime?
No. That's a better question.
Thank you.
Fried her. Bro said, "That's a better question."
I'm not gonna lie. No. If you want to get technical, I'm not mistaken. It's a rapper named Vado from New York. He was saying slime a lot. That was like his punchline. So I don't know, man. It's other people I done heard rappers say that too. So it's irrelevant, man. It's like they trying to pull everything from everywhere from rap music to do. That's not what could I call it? It's not useful discovery.
Who in this courtroom have you heard use the word slime?
Jeffrey, yeah, Stillwell.
Who you know within YSL who have committed crimes intended to increase the street rep of YSL?
I don't know anyone they try to increase YSL. I don't know anyone trying to increase YSL.
So now she's clearly reading directly from his plea. So what happens if he violates his plea agreement and doesn't say what he agreed to?
Did you understand my question?
Could you repeat it?
What members of YSL you know who have committed crimes to increase the street rep of YSL?
I can't really say
Why not?
because I don't know anyone in this courtroom that committed a crime.
Fair enough. Any member of YSL that you know of who has committed crimes to increase the street reputation of YSL. You're saying that you know of no one within YSL who has ever committed a crime to increase the notoriety, street credibility, or reputation of YSL?
Well, I'm not saying that I don't know a person that claimed YSL that committed a crime, but I'm saying they didn't do it in the name of YSL.
Now, thank you for clarifying, but my question is, who do you know that has committed a crime to increase either the notoriety, the street credibility, or the reputation of YSL?
I don't think it was for the reputation or the street credibility of YSL. I just think the crimes were committed by what happened to them, and they did it on their own. I don't think it was because of YSL, if that's what you're getting at.
I'm not. I'm asking you only what I specifically said.
Well, I don't know the answer to that question.
December 28th, 2022, you knew the answer to that question?
And when I try to correct you on that answer, you wouldn't let me correct you on the answer. So when I try to get my lawyer to refer, I thought...
I just need, I'll let you explain the promise.
No.
All right, hold on.
Mr. Sykes, you finish his answer before we vote.
Okay, but he's not answering the question that she asked, so she's entitled to say, answer the question that I asked.
Can I talk to my lawyer?
That's up to the court.
You know.
All right, he wants to check with his lawyer.
3 members of YSL that you knew who had committed crimes intended to increase the notoriety, street credibility, and reputation of YSL.
Me, Donald, exactly.
How did you intend for your crimes that you're talking about to increase the notoriety, street credibility, and reputation of YSL?
I couldn't say if it was the credibility of YSL. I would say the incident that happened. I don't understand that question again.
Is this the first time that you have been faced with that type of question?
Yes.
Have you ever asserted that Young Slime Life, aka YSL, is an organization made up of 3 or more members or associates who share common identifiers that include but are not limited to colors, hand signals, and terminology, who have committed crimes intended to increase the notoriety, street credibility, and reputation of YSL? Have you ever made that assertion in your
Yes.
life?
Yes.
What,
I'm confused on that one. I ain't gonna lie.
what are you confused about?
I'm confused on what you asked me.
This is like pulling teeth, dude.
And reputation of YSL, no matter what they were. How did you mean for those crimes to do that thing?
I wouldn't say increase the game for YSL. I would say what I'm trying to get at is like things happen and I reacted.
He admitted himself, Garlington, and Quindary Zachary committed crimes for YSL after the break. I would imagine his lawyer.
Because I don't think anything I would have done would have been to boost the name of YSL in the streets.
Did you not mean to include yourself in the earlier statement that you made? Was there someone
I
else?
included myself because I knew I committed a crime, but I wouldn't say the crime was just because to boost the reputation of YSL in the streets. It was about principle.
On December 28th, 2022, is that something that you said yes to?
Yeah, but I didn't make that question or the answer. That was your question and your answer. And when I was trying to correct you on that, you wouldn't let me correct you on it.
This is just not going well. He's basically saying, you get what you take from the state. Bro, she's been trying to get this answer out of him.
How did it
This shit,
increase
it's stupid,
the
man.
notoriety?
This shit is stupid as hell.
Did you intend for the crimes that were committed to increase the street credibility, notoriety, and
Your
reputation?
Honor, I'm going to object.
Welcome to all these awesome.
Anybody else in
Like,
this court?
comment, share,
He's supposed to
subscribe.
love everyone in the world.
We're gonna get to the part where YSL is a big gang that commits crimes.
Do you love them all? Those people that you love.
No.
If there is any particular language that they have in common or that they use, other than average run-of-the-mill English,
Could you
that you're talking about to increase the notoriety, street credibility, and reputation of YSL.
I couldn't say if it was the credibility of YSL. I thought
You have been asserted
but you,
that
things happened and I reacted.
He admitted himself, Garlington, and Quindary Zachary committed crimes for YSL.
It was all about YSL because I don't think anything I would have done would have been to boost the name of YSL in the streets.
did you not mean to include yourself in the earlier statement that you made? Was there someone
I
else?
included myself because I knew I committed a crime, but I wouldn't say the crime was just because to boost the reputation of YSL in the streets. It was about principle.
On December 28th, 2022, is that something that you said yes to?
Yeah, but I didn't make that question or the answer. That was your question and your answer. And when I was trying to correct you on that, you wouldn't let me correct you on it.
This is just not going well. He's basically saying, and if he's clearly not gonna.
I don't think it increased it either.
Did you intend for the crimes that were committed to increase the street credibility, notoriety, and
Your
reputation?
Honor, I'm going to object. That's facts, not evidence. He has repeatedly said there were no crimes committed, and she is assuming crimes were committed on behalf of YSL in her question.
Sustained.
Charges snapped on that objection right there, boys. Sustained by the judge.
Report to YSL.
I just answered.
Yeah, he said the f***ing drive-by that he pled guilty to in 2015 with Lil D and Quindary Zachary.
I need you to expressly tell the jury what crimes you have committed to express loyalty and support to YSL.
I don't remember exactly all of them, but I know aggravated battery was one of them. Aggravated assault. Could you refresh my memory? Because I don't remember all the charges I had. There's a lot of charges.
Do you remember what you did, though?
I drove a car.
So how, when you say you drove a car,
She's so bad.
have you ever stated that you committed a drive-by shooting to express support and loyalty to YSL?
Yes, because I pleaded guilty in 2017.
Regardless of your guilty plea. I'm not talking about...
Well, that's the reason. That's the reason I signed that question.
So since I haven't referenced the question for the jury, I'm trying to keep the record clear, okay? I'm just asking you about acts that you committed that were done to express support.
Prosecution forcing it, man. They forcing it bad. They forcing it real bad, man. I don't understand. And I'm sorry, but these two, they just look unprofessional. I ain't never seen lawyers like that look like that, bro. I'm sorry, like they look. I haven't done my research on them too. I will, but they look basic, like they rookies or just, you know what I'm saying, just starting to do lawyer shit where they ain't won a lot of cases. So I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be a mistrial, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
support and loyalty to YSL?
I just said it.
Hang on a second.
Third question, ask the same question. Gentlemen, say the same.
I'm going to let her proceed with this.
I don't know, man. I think I don't even think when I read the plea agreement, I was understanding. I think I was just signing.
Great witness for the state.
I want you to put out of your mind any agreement, and I'm asking you here today.
In no way, dude.
In no way?
No way.
So who is it that you know who committed a drive-by shooting to support and express loyalty to YSL?
I already answered that question to you.
Oh my God, we've been on this one question, I think, for maybe an hour.
And exactly.
Committed a drive-by shooting to support and express loyalty to YSL. Please explain to the jury how you personally intended for that criminal act to express loyalty and support for YSL.
I already told you, I was the one to express for YSL. It was just answering. You making it seem the crime we committed was for YSL. Yes, I did sign it. I understand what you're saying. I initiated on that question.
To be either changed or removed from that document before you signed it.
When I tried to get it changed, he came back to me and said that you wouldn't change it. Them his exact words to me.
She's so whack, bro. I can't.
He came back to me and said, you wouldn't change it.
Mr. Sledge, do you understand the question that I'm asking you?
Yes.
Would you please tell the jury whether
She want to be professional so bad.
There was no change.
that you personally requested?
And she got some big ass ears too.
Is it your testimony that no changes were made to that document
No change was made to my
from its original form?
No.
Imagine there is changes and he probably doesn't remember them.
I think it's been
After the
whack.
murder of Donovan Thomas Jr., defendant and other YSL associates met at the McDonald's on Cleveland Avenue in Atlanta, Georgia.
I was seeing that movie, but I didn't know that because I wasn't there. So it's part of this story. You know, I don't know what I'm doing. I think everybody in there. Oh, if I asked you to change, I was asking you so much to change it. Never got changed, so I don't recall which ones I asked you to change.
So clearly something has changed.
Shout out to Cam, man. He get all the copyrights for this video too.
Are you able to tell the jury what all you asked to be changed that did not get changed?
I just told you I don't remember.
Did you say I don't know about number 7?
Yeah, I don't really remember about number 7, and I know what it's saying isn't true.
Number 7, you're saying is not true.
Yeah, I didn't hear that from
Hearing witnesses reading this plea agreement saying it's not true.
that part. I heard it in the streets, not from them. Do you understand what I'm saying now?
I hear your testimony, yes. Are those the only 2?
That's true. Well, I said somebody really know, but 8 and 9, I'm most definitely remember asking you to change, and they never got changed.
Anything else?
No, not that I know of.
When you say that you asked me to change 8 and 9, how did you make that request? Did you personally talk to me, or did you ask someone to tell me?
I was telling my lawyer those were not correct.
At your request, he asked the state, that's your understanding, to change those?
I don't know personally what went on between y'all. Wasn't there. I was in the back. Y'all was in the courtroom.
So are you now testifying that your initials are placed beside numbers relating to statements that are false? Is that what your testimony is?
Yeah, because I don't know that. That's why I'm saying it's false.
Defense lawyer's gonna have a field day with this guy on cross.
There's no way that I can know that if I wasn't there or no one who you have charged told me.
What led up to the drive-by shooting? What happened?
Well, they jumped on Garnet to the club. I fist Garnet, and then it went farther with us fighting. And then I don't know what happened on the outside. I don't know what happened on the outside, but then me, Garnet, and Zachary.
You said you didn't see the face of who jumped him.
I never really seen it. Somebody told me that they was jumping on Garnet. People in the club. I can't give you a name because I don't know their name.
As you were helping getting them off of him, did you recognize anybody that you were helping to get off of?
There was a broad. No, there were so many people.
She wants him to say a rival gang member, Shelco.
Or what thing they claim because of that person's association with a rival gang.
Yeah, but at the time I didn't know. At the time that the threat was made, I didn't know he was a good guy.
When did you learn he was good gang?
I know it was out in that video.
What video are you referring to?
The video of me and Quindarius, but it wasn't about no gang situation.
What did you do in the video?
I told him if he was looking for me, I had something for someone who was looking for me, who was not my friend. I had anything for anybody who was looking for me that's not my friend. He had no reason to look for me if he's not my friend.
And what did you have for him?
Whatever to do to protect
The
myself.
judge even looking like this is some bullshit, but they trying to work with the
That's the
state.
only person I remember.
What was the purpose of posting that video on social media?
This is sad, man. The third judge, man. This is how you know they milking the hell out the clock on this case.
That is not a good look. Bro got the chop.
Did it later turn into?
It later turned into a shoot.
Tell the jury how that happened.
I guess Garnet didn't want to let it go, and I was riding with Garnet. I never seen them shoot because I dropped them off and I kept going. I don't really remember all this, but I know I pleaded guilty.
You didn't answer the question. My only question to you was, why is it that when I asked you whether you threatened to harm Shell Kell because he was affiliated with a rival gang, you responded, at the time I made a threat, I didn't know he was If gang.
I said I didn't know he was 9 Deuce.
Object. That's my statement of the evidence.
Sustained. The witness corrected it.
Thank you.
So no surprise, Miss Love getting shit wrong.
Why?
This is what the state painted a picture that YSL. I'm answering the question if you're gonna let me answer. It's the way I know the answer. If you're not gonna let me answer, then
Sledge, go ahead.
because the state is painting a picture that YSL and 9 Deuce are rival gangs, so I know you saying they don't take a rocket science to figure that out.
Has anyone instructed you to come in here and talk about what picture the state is trying to paint?
No,
Has anyone instructed you just to be honest?
I'm being honest. You might think I'm not, but I'm telling you I'm being honest.
Okay.
I'm being honest as I can.
So irrespective of the picture that the state, in your opinion, is trying to paint, why did you bring up the name of that particular gang when I asked you about a rival gang?
It's also
It has been overruled.
it's also a misstatement, Your Honor. Miss Love brought up If game.
Right.
Correct. Go ahead, Miss Love.
Miss Love is actually doing dog shit today. Like she prepared on how to.
Dog shit. Yeah, this nigga be wildin'.
If you had asked me that before, I would have told you it wasn't true.
So clearly, bro was just trying to get out of jail and just
Sustained.
all over the place, Miss Love.
You were talking.
I pleaded guilty.
Excuse me, Judge. At this time, can we get the instruction, please? That's the first question directly from the state.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to hear evidence that a co-defendant in this case has pled guilty to some of the charges in this indictment. I caution you that this co-defendant's guilty plea conviction itself is only admitted for a limited purpose. That guilty plea is an admission by this witness only that he committed the criminal acts to which he pled. You are not to consider the co-defendant witness's guilty plea as evidence that any other defendant is guilty of committing any of the criminal acts alleged against them in this indictment. Each defendant is entitled to have the issue of his guilt determined solely on the basis of the evidence against him, and not on whether another person has been convicted of the same charges with which the defendant is accused. If you find that the co-defendant witness provided testimony on the stand that is inconsistent with his guilty plea admissions, you may consider the witness's prior inconsistent statement, that is, his guilty plea admissions, including to the allegations in the charges to which he pled guilty, as substantive evidence, which you may consider against any defendant currently on trial, for whatever bearing it may have on the issues on trial.
At the time that you pled guilty in 2017 to the charges related to the April 28, 2015 shooting after Demikion Garlington was jumped, was there a factual basis given for that plea? Do you understand the question?
No, what do you mean?
Mr. Garlington was jumped at the club by members of a rival gang. Aaron Mills, Dominic Carter, and others that are members of a gang, which is a subset of If gang, or Inglewood Family Bloods, which is a gang that the dispute was going on with at that time. When Mr. Garlington was jumped and assaulted at the club, a decision was made by Mr. Sledge. They called Mr. Zachary, the co-defendant, to retaliate in some way. The evidence will show that Mr. Sledge drove the vehicle. Mr. Garlington and Mr. Zachary were inside with weapons, and they first drove by Adele Avenue, 1428 Adele Avenue in Atlanta, Georgia, is the home of Darren Mills and his mother, and at least one of his sisters and one of his cousins, and is an address that Darren Mills actually used to stay at. He was one of the individuals that had assaulted Mr. Garlington earlier at the club. Mr. Sledge drove by and they shot at the house. There were not individuals outside of the house, but
I just want to say, man, Georgia jail system terrible, bro. They terrible in there, man. They got folks locked in a whole unit, got COVID, ain't helping them folks doing nothing, keeping them locked in there. They can't. It's the craziest shit. Pepper spraying folks. It's crazy. They treating people bad in there, man. Cop, Fulton. Motherfucker died from bad boys and Fulton. What type of shit is that? This is why they want to win this shit so bad, but it's terrible. It's going terrible. Y'all wasting taxpayers' money with this dumbass shit.
Garlington earlier at the club. Mr. Sledge drove by and they shot at the house. There were not individuals outside of the house, but the house was shot. During the shooting of that house, Ms. Denise Bell, who is the aunt of Darren Mills, while she was in her bed, sustained a gunshot to her buttocks and had to go to the hospital and had to have surgery. She was shot.
In my plea deal, I told my attorney, like, I didn't want the probation. I just take the straight prison sentence.
Okay, yes, sir. All right, outside. presence of the jury? Okay. Yes? Okay.
And Brian Steele's a motion. I'm guessing the...
To my knowledge, at least one of them is not testifying and has entered a guilty plea. That is a confrontation clause violation to Mr. Williams and the other people on trial. Gave an instruction, if it's a prior inconsistent statement, it can be used against Mr. Williams and the other people. That was premature, because I don't believe there's anything inconsistent as of now. And then the third reason I'm moving for a mistrial in the aggregate, Your Honor, is that the prosecutor uses and reads the statement of the then prosecutor, I believe it was the Honorable Mr. Bailey, who entered this plea and gave a factual basis. But she did not make it clear to the same court that Mr. Sledge is tendering the plea under Alford, which is ALFORD.
Yeah, I'm seeing the same thing.
So it was an Alford plea? So Miss Love was wrong or something?
The guilty plea that he took in this case, and yeah, that's problematic that this 2015 case is an Alford plea, and so I don't think that any of what I said with regard to admissions is actually true, even against this. I mean, he's saying he pled under Alford, and I don't know why the disposition sheet doesn't say that, but it's very clear that this is an Alford plea in this 2015
Come on,
case.
man.
So,
See, they doing all type of little
So
tricks
no
and
surprise, Miss Love
trades.
getting shit wrong, dude.
And they
Saying
know
she's
it,
not
man.
just the same from the jury every day. It's literally almost every day.
I mean, I'm definitely going to, Ms. Love, do you want to be heard?
One, we ask that the court deny the motion for mistrial. Number two, we would ask, as it relates to assertion that no inconsistent statement was made, in the factual acknowledgments.
Okay, no, see, that's the deal with an Alford plea, is you are not acknowledging that the facts are true, like you would in a regular guilty plea. You're saying, I think that the state has enough evidence that a jury could be convinced beyond a reasonable doubt that these facts are true. You're not acknowledging on your own, yes, these are true. But the factual basis that you just read out from the 2015 one, that's a whole lot more than what's in numbers 4 and 5.
Your Honor, in number 6, defendant admitted committing and was convicted of aggravated assault and participation in criminal street gang activity, among other charges.
Oh my God, Miss Love's not accepting that she's wrong.
Participation in the drive-by shooting referenced in section 3, 4, and 5 above. Okay, and even though the plea was given in his best interest, he was allowed an opportunity to say what he said here, and he did not say it.
No. When a defendant has an attorney who is saying, we are pleading this because we believe it to be in his best interest, the defendant is not then independent. Say, yeah, by the way, Judge,
Look at her
you know,
face. She know they about to lose.
No.
But I can't get around how we got here. You know, I'm trying to follow this factual basis, and I realized I asked Ms. Renard, R-E-N-A-R-D, for this, and we're in a different case.
Yeah, we are. So, I mean, we've been talking about these 2015 crimes, and we've been talking about, you know, what's been going on in this 22 indictment. So, I mean, I guess but I wish we'd been a little more specific about it all beforehand, because, I mean, I noticed this morning that this was an Alford plea. And I would have had issues with, when you started reading out the factual basis, I'm thinking, well, is this some other case that I don't know about that's not the 2015 case and not the 22 case? Because we should have been reading the factual basis from the 2015 case.
Your Honor, the 2015 case, I understand what the court is saying. The 2015 case is one of the overt acts that we allege in the indictment. And as it relates to the defendant's conviction for the 2015 case, we believe that it would be appropriate is an appropriate matter for cross-examination, and it appropriately falls under the portion of the court's instruction where it tells the jury that the conviction itself is not to be considered as evidence. This factual acknowledgement section.
We're not going to use anything in the factual acknowledgement section of the 2015 plea.
No, in the 22 SC 183.
Okay, yeah, no. I mean, all of that is inconsistent with any of his trial testimony is fair game for you to tender for admission and for them to consider as substantive evidence against everybody. The issue we have that needs to get cleared up is that consider as substantive evidence against everybody. The issue we have that needs to get cleared up is that before I read this limiting instruction, I thought you were going to tender the guilty plea, but I'm going to have to clarify for the jury that what I told them about prior inconsistent statements
does not
apply, and that everything you just read from that guilty plea also needs to be disregarded.
So, Your Honor, as it relates to...
She don't stop. She don't stop. She do not stop.
Separate coming back to pled guilty also. That is a total confrontation clause violation. It's the second time.
All right, and that's Zachary and...
Well, Mr. Zachary, I anticipate may testify.
Right.
I don't know, he hasn't yet, but it definitely includes Mr. Garlington, who the state...
She brought up Garlington's... Oh.
They're aware of all this. And in fact, the state elicited in that case that the gentleman, Mr. Winfrey, pled guilty to avoid plea. It was vacated by the Supreme Court of Georgia.
I remember you.
So, and
Didn't
then
enter another one after the fact, though, anyway?
5 years later, Alford plea and said specifically innocent.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a farce.
Right.
And then the predecessor judge wouldn't even let me examine the witness, and Ms. Love said that the witness, I could call in my case in chief on direct. So the reason I'm bringing that up is this is not new.
His statements that he gave to the jury about Mr. Garlington pleading guilty and all of that are not something that I asked him about or expected him to be talking about.
Right, okay, but nonetheless, we have that now before the jury.
We would ask that the court tell the jury to strike, disregard, put out of their mind anything about
And she keep doing that. You can't do that. How you can't. I'm trying to explain this. How the fuck did you already gonna say something and tell the jury to put it out their mind? This shit is a mistrial, bro.
Garlington pleading guilty.
I'm just going to say anyone
Prosecutor
other than
sloppy
the
as
witness
hell.
on the stand.
She's talking to the jury right now.
When it's an Alfred plea, you cannot. So none of that I said was actually true about what you just heard about that 2017 guilty plea to the 2015 drive-by shooting. Okay. So let me think what else. Oh, and you also need to completely disregard that anybody other than this witness right here, Mr. Sledge, might have pled to anything that had to do with that drive-by shooting.
That sucks,
so just
man.
Entirely erase that from your minds.
That sucks for the
whole
defense
race
because it's
that-
like, man, come on, bro.
Probably
Into how you ask questions for the jury as anything that this witness admitted to at the time of the 2027 guilty plea, and I'm going to instruct you to refrain from asking improper questions.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right.
yikes. What a terrible day for Miss Love.
At any point, did you assert that YSL is not a gang?
No.
Because he couldn't, because he wanted to get out of jail and just sign anything.
3 or more YSL members who have committed crimes intended to increase the notoriety, street credibility, and reputation of YSL. At any point, did you make that assertion?
I don't remember.
What platforms of social media do you use?
So there's Yak Gotti. Looks like Tick right there, I think. That's Jimmy Winfrey right there. There's Duke. There's Ian Stillwell.
I post a lot on Instagram. Pictures of me and friends, YSL, the rest, love. The rest, love.
And what is next to the word love?
100, 2 green heart, 2 green snakes.
And how is it that you spell the word immediately to the right of YSL?
How did I spell it?
Yes, how did you spell it?
I talked to see y'all and put an X in it.
Why?
Because that's what I wanted to do.
Why did you want to do that?
Why did I can't do it?
You can. I'm just asking why you wanted to do it.
There was no reason.
Would you tell the jury who all is depicted in State's Exhibit 410 Yankee for the record?
I can't name all them people I know. I don't name the people I know. Me, Arn, Stevenson, I think, yeah, that's Roscoe, Donaldson, I think that's Pee Wee.
Jimmy Winfrey, convicted of shooting up Lil Wayne's bus. Although I think the conviction was actually coerced or something and it got dropped, right? Some shit happened with that. With the
Artists, you got Mr. Kendrick, he's an artist. You got Mr. Stillwell, was trying to become an artist a while ago.
he's just gonna say everyone was an artist.
Jax, K, the rest love.
I like the emojis, Miss Love.
I like the emojis.
Anybody else in this courtroom today?
You supposed to love it.
Welcome to Always Awesome Gaming. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I just want to give another moment of silence for Rich Homie QAUN real quick, yeah.
Emoji here and there on Instagram posts.
A lot of people use the green emoji.
Understood. I am talking about YSL members.
I guess
It's when you say, I love my snakes and they green heart me. Are you referring to your fellow YSL members with the green snakes?
I guess Miss Love.
Why do you guess? Do you not know?
Yes, Miss Love. So I got my little brother with me, love him to get 100, 2 green snakes.
We reading Instagram posts right now for association, but it's just so cringe talking about emojis and shit. Like, I hate this trial, bro. So now some blood posts right here. Bitch on blood, probably the only productive thing the state's done all day in 8 hours, showing that he's possibly a blood in 2015, but also YSL, which is, you know, part of the...
Yeah, I replaced this. See what it is. It's just something we do. I said, I'm blood. I know.
What do you mean when you say you are blood?
I'm affiliated with the blood gang.
Me and my bloods don't play, nah, for real, for real. So this is Tick, Shannon, and Muntunk.
Me, Shannon, and Stevenson.
When you wrote that post?
What's in Houston?
With what shit?
Just with the shit. Kicking all the shit.
With what shit? It doesn't really mean anything, right? Like, we in Houston with the shit. It's like, I'm here with the boys, right? That's all that means.
We chilling.
Who all is in that picture?
I can't see.
Can you blow it up?
No, she had to go down.
So it's Thug, probably Thug's manager, or sister, or some shit. You can't. Okay, that's Tick. I can tell that's Tick. think that's Shannon. I can't tell who these people are. One of them gotta be Montunk though, right here. That could be Montunk. A gun pointing at the police officer.
What is that, a captain with the police with two guns?
Where are the two guns pointing?
It's gonna be pointed towards the police head anyway because that's just how the emoji goes.
Why'd you put the police emoji on the other side of the two guns? So they don't point at the police head.
I don't know, Ms. Wolf. Just posting.
Okay.
There's no specific reason, right?
He doesn't know the word specific compared to Pacific. That's what I'm figuring out here, boys. So this is Quindary Zachary or Lil D right here. It's a new picture I haven't seen yet. Picture of him thug in the club. Oh, and Lil D. Duke, Yakati, Montunk, Lil D, and I don't know who that is. Alright, that's pretty much it for day 122, I think. They did pretty
Yeah. Day 122 is crazy. Free that boy Thug, man. No folks, they acting crazy. Before I get off here, man, I'm about to, damn, Rich, man, that shit crazy, bro. I'm just watching, bro, man. Rest in peace for his homie, man.
But to solve it up, that shit was so fun, bro. I don't know, you probably can tell my niggas up, but I had fun. I really enjoyed myself. The boys supposed to go. That's how you do it, nigga, enjoy yourself. When sports go out there and leave it all out on stage. You make the mistake before the show, nothing's perfect. But to solve it up, that shit was so fun, bro. I don't know, you probably can tell my niggas up, but I had fun. I really enjoyed myself. They tried to drop me with a case, but you know I had to say that I was singing like I swear it, boy. No matter what, then I play. If you heard that I'm talking, then I say it. Think it's a game, it's a game.
crazy. Shout out Bama boy. There's definitely some bullshit, twin. Make sure you subscribe, G. How to get off this joint, man. Rest in peace, rich homie QAUN. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the bell twice for post notifications.